Hello everyone, I welcome you all to VisionQ YouTube channel. So in today's session, we will discuss a mock series or a mock test paper which was held in our offline classes in the institute, and it consists of 20 questions important for all types of examination. Banking, SSC, railway plus all other central and state level exam. So let us start the series today, and we will start the first question of today's series, which will be a question of data interpretation, a very important topic for any type of examination. So if I see the first question of this series, this is question number 1. It is a tabular data interpretation. It gives the number of books and pens sold by four types of shops, which is A, B, C and D. And also the ratio of the number of books and pens is given here, 5:1. And apart from this ratio, average number of books and pens sold by the stores was given. Now we know everyone that average is nothing but what? Sum by number of observation. Okay, if I add a total number of sum by number of observation, I will get the average of this books and pens. Now from this I can find out sum. Okay, sum can be found out by multiplying average into n. Now if average is given, you can find out the sum of the books and pens sold by these four shops. So I can find out books plus pens sold by these four shops. Now to find out sum, formula is average into n. So 150 into 2 will be 300. 180 into 2 will be 360. 100 multiplied by 2 will be 200. And 90 into 2 will be 180. So this is the total number of books and pens sold by these four shops A, B, C and D. And now it is already given the ratio of the books and pens sold by the stores. So from this ratio and the sum, I can find out number of books and number of pens sold by the stores A, B, C and D. Now total number of books and pens sold is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6 as per ratio. But I have just found out total value is how much? 300. So if 6 represents 300, 1 represents 50. If 1 represents 50, I can find what is 5 and what is 1. If 1 represents 50, 5 represents 5 into 50, which is 250. And 1 represents 50. Next come to shop B. Okay, total 1 plus 2 is 3 as per ratio. So in the equation, the exact value of total books and pens sold by shop B was 360. So if 3 represents 360, 1 represents 120. 360 divided by 3 is 120. If 1 is 120, I can find what is 1 and what is 2. So 1 is 120 and 2 is 240. Next come to shop C. Okay, total number of books and pens sold by shop C is 2 plus 3 is 5. And in the question I have just found out the total number of books and pens sold by the shop C is 200. So if 5 is 200, then 1 is 40. If 1 is 40, 2 will be 2 into 40, which is 80. And 3 represents 3 into 40, which is 120. Next come to shop D. Okay, total number of books and pens sold by shop D is 4 as per ratio. But in the question, the total number of books and pens sold is 180. So if 4 represents 180, then 1 represents 45. If 1 represents 45, what is 3? 3 will be 3 into 45, which is 135. And 1 is 45. So I have found out the respective numbers of books and pens sold by the stores or shops A, B, C and D. Now based on this information, I can do the questions. So let us see the first question. What is it is asked to find? Difference between the number of books sold by shop A plus C together and the number of pens sold by B. So number of books sold by A plus C. Okay, books sold by A was 250 and books sold by C was 80. So total number of books sold by A plus C will be how much? 250 plus 80, which is 370. Minus number of pens sold by B. Okay, number of pens sold by B was 240. So 370 minus 240 will be 130. So the correct answer is option number E, none of this. In the next question, question number 2, it is asked to find out the revenue generated by shop C. It is given that the selling price of each book and pen in shop C is 75 and 40 respectively. That means in case of shop C, the selling price of one book is rupees 75 and the selling price of one pen is rupees 40 in case of shop C. Now if I see in case of shop C, number of books sold was 80 and number of pens sold was 120, isn't it? In case of shop C, the number of books sold was 80, the number of pens sold was 120. So if the price of selling price of one book is 75, then the price of 80 books will be how much? 75 into 80. Now if I multiply these two numbers, I will get the value as 6000. Okay, 75 into 80 is 6000. And the shop C sold 120 number of pens. If the price of one pen is 40, then the selling price of 120 will be how much? 120 into 40. Which will be 4800. And if I add these two, I will get a total revenue of this shop C. So 6000 plus 4800 will be how much? 10800. So right answer is option number A, 10800. Next is the question number 3. It is asked to find out the ratio of the number of books sold by B and C together and the number of pens sold by B and C together. Okay, books is 2 pens ratio. Books sold by books sold by B plus C is 2, the pens sold by B plus C. Now books sold by B plus C, 120 plus 80. That means books sold by B plus C will be how much? 120 plus 80 will be 200. And the pens sold by B plus C will be how much? 240 plus 120 will be 360. So 200 is to 360, it is asked to find out here. So 200 is to 360 ratio. So if I cancel out the common part here, okay, 4 5s are 20, 4 9s are 36. The right answer is option number B, 5 is to 9. So next in front of you is the question number 4. So something extra information is given in this question number 4. Out of total number of books and pens manufactured by D, 75% and 60% of them are sold. Okay, out of total number of books manufactured. Now manufactured number of books and pens is not given in this DI. So this DI was basically about the number of books and pens sold. Now out of total number of books and pens manufactured. Okay, total is always 100%. We know everyone total is 100%. Out of 100% books manufactured, if 75% of the books were sold, if 75% of the books were sold, then I can say the unsold will be how much? 25%. Then if I see the case of pens, out of total 100% number of pens manufactured, if 60% of the pens were sold, then obviously 40% remaining pens will be unsold. Okay, so it is asked to find out number of books and pens unsold by D for shop D. Number of books and pens unsold by shop D. Now first of all, to find out how many books and pens have not been sold or unsold by shop D, I have to find out first of all total number of books and pens manufactured by shop D. It is given that 75% of total books manufactured have been sold. Okay. So if I see in case of shop D, okay, in case of shop D, how many books have been sold and how many pens have been sold. In case of shop D, number of books sold was 135 and number of pens sold was 45. So books is 135 and pens is 45. Now total number of, out of all the number of books manufactured, 75% of the total manufactured books have been sold. So can I say 75% represents 135? I can say that, na? 75% of total number of books represents 135. So if 75% is 135, it is asked to find unsold books. So unsold is 25%. So if 75% represents 135, 25% is how much? Now 25 can be found from 75% by dividing by 3, isn't it? Because 75 divided by 3 is 25%. To also divide this 135 by 3, it becomes 45. So unsold number of books was 45. Then come to unsold number of pens. Okay. Out of total number of pens sold, pens manufactured, by shop D, 60% of them have been sold. So can I say 60% is 45? Isn't it? If 60% of total number of pens represents 45, then to find out unsold number of pens, I have to find what is 40%. So if 60% is 45, 1% is 45 by 60. So 40% becomes 45 by 60 into 40. So 15 3s are 45, 15 4s are 60, then 4 10s are 40, then 3 into 10 is 30. So 40% is 30. Now it is asked to find out number of books and pens, total number of books and pens unsold by D. So 45 plus 30 will give the answer as 75, which is option number C. So let us see the last question of this set of DI, question number 5. Find the average number of books sold by shop A, B, C together. Okay, average means A plus B plus C divided by 3. Okay, average number of books, that means A plus B plus C divided by 3. So if I see the number of books sold by A, B and C shops, okay, 250 plus 120 plus 80. Okay, 250 plus 120 is 370 and 370 plus 80 will be 450. So just divide 450 by 3. So if I divide 450 by 3, I will get the value as 150. So correct answer is option number A, 150. So these were some questions of data interpretation, questions based on tabular data interpretation, a DI based on tabular series. So next, question number 6 to 10 are some questions of a very important topic of any examination, which is quadratic inequalities. Now in every question there is two equations in X and Y. So I have to solve both the equations and give the answer accordingly. Whether X is greater than Y, or X is less than Y, or X is greater than equal to Y, or X is less than equal to Y, or X equal to Y, or sometimes there is no relationship between X and Y. And accordingly I need to give the answer as A, B, C, D and E. So students, let us see the first question of this question number 6 to 10 set, question number 6. So any quadratic equation we know should be of this form, which is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. In the first step, we multiply a and c. So in the first equation, a is 1, b is 3, c is minus 40. So first multiply a and c, it is minus 40. Next step is the most important step. Sum of these two numbers, okay, minus 40 should be broken down into two numbers in such a way that the sum of these two numbers is b, which is 3, and the product is minus 40. So I have to break as 8 and minus 5, because 8 plus minus 5 is 3, that is b, and 8 into minus 5 is minus 40. So in the next step, what to do? Divide both these numbers by a and change the sign. So if I divide by a, so a was 1, so 8 by 1 is 8, minus 5 by 1 is minus 5, but I have to change the sign. So plus 8 becomes minus 8 and minus 5 becomes plus 5. So these are the values of x. In the next equation, a is 1 again, b is minus 11 and c is 30. So first multiply a and c, I will get 30 here. Then break 30 into two numbers so that the sum of these two numbers is b, which is minus 11, and product of these two numbers is 30. So how to break these numbers? Minus 6 and minus 5. In the next step, divide both these numbers by a and change the sign. So a is 1 here in this equation, and if I change the sign, the values of y becomes 6 and 5. So next step is to compare x and y. So minus 8 is less than 6, minus 8 is less than 5 again, 5 is less than 6, but 5 is equal to 5. So x is less than y, also x is equal to y. So correct answer of this question number 6 is x is less than equal to y. So next in front of you is question number 7. So in a similar way, if I multiply a and c in the first equation, I get minus 30. Okay, then minus 30 should be broken down into two numbers so that the sum of these numbers is b, which is 7, and product should be minus 30. So how to break these numbers? So that the sum is sum is 7 and product is minus 30. It will be how much? 10 and minus 3. 10 minus 3 is 7 and 10 into minus 3 is minus 30. In the next step, divide by a and change the sign. This plus becomes minus, this minus becomes plus. Divide by a, okay, a is 2. If I divide 10 by 2, I get 5. And if I divide 3 by 2, I get 1.5. So these are the values of x. In a similar way, in the next equation, if I multiply a and c, I get minus 36. Next step is the most important step. Sum of this number should be b, which is 5, and product should be this number. So how to break these numbers? As 9 and minus 4. Okay, only then I will get the sum as 5 and the product as minus 36. In the next step, just divide both these numbers by a, that is 3, and change the sign. This plus becomes minus, this minus becomes plus. So if I divide 9 by 3, I get the value as 3. And if I divide 4 by 3, I will get the value as approximately 1.33. If I convert to point. So these are the values of y. So next step is to compare these two values of x and two values of y. So if I compare x with y, okay, minus 5 is less than minus 3. Minus 5 is again less than 1.33. So x is less than y, x is less than y. But 1.5 is greater than minus 3. So whenever the sign changes, either from less than to greater than or from greater than to less than, the answer is always no relation. It is not possible to find relationship between x and y. The right answer of this question number 7 is option number E, no relationship between x and y. So next is the question number 8. Okay, first equation is 2x square plus 26x plus 84 equal to 0. So if there is something common here, if I see these numbers very nicely, I will see that 2 is common in all these numbers. To cancel out these numbers by 2. So this equation becomes what? This first equation reduces to this form, which is x square plus 13x plus 42 is equal to 0. Now this equation is easier to solve than the previous equation. So what to do? First multiply a and c. A is 1 here, b is 13 and c is 42. So first multiply a and c. I get 42 here. In the next step, I have to break 42 into two numbers so that the sum of these numbers is 13 and the product is 42. So how to break this 42? As 7 and 6. Next step, divide by a and change the sign. So I will get the value of x as minus 7 and minus 6. So these are the values of x, which are minus 7 and minus 6. In the second equation, if I try to find the values of y, I will get the values of y as, okay, multiply a and c, I will get 56. I have to break out as 7 and 8 in this case, so that the sum of this 7 and 8 is 15, that is p, and the product is 56. In the next step, divide this by a and change the sign. So I get the values of y as minus 7 and minus 8. So next step is what? To compare x and y. So minus 7 is equal to minus 7 and minus 7 is less than minus 8. So x is equal to y and x is less than y. Okay, minus 7 is equal to minus 7 and minus 7 is greater than minus 8. So x is equal to y, x is greater than y. Okay, then come to minus 6. Okay, minus 6 is greater than minus 7 and again minus 6 is greater than minus 8. So x is either greater than or equal to y. So this is the answer of question number 8. So next, question number 9 is again of a question of quadratic inequalities. x square minus 4x minus 221 is equal to 0. Now, if I multiply a and c here, a is 1, b is minus 4 and c is 221. Okay. So, if I multiply a and c here, I get the value as minus 221. Our next step is very important, to break 221 into two numbers, so that the sum of these numbers is b, which is minus 4, and the product is minus 221. So, how to break down this 221? Okay, this is the most important part here. How to break out this 221? Now, if I know the table here, okay, if I know the table of this 221, I should know that this number is divisible by which number? Okay, this number is divisible by which number? Now, if I divide this number, okay, this number is not divisible by 2, 3, 7, 5, 11. So, if I divide this number by, okay, let me divide this by 13. 13 ones are 13. Then 13 sevens are 91. That means this number is divisible by 13. It is 17 and 13. And 17 and 13 difference is minus 4 if minus will be on 17. So, 221 can be broken down as 17 and 13. So, minus 17 plus 13 is minus 4 and minus 17 into 13 is minus 221. So, in the next step, what to do? Divide both these numbers by a and change the sign. So, if I divide by a, minus 17 becomes plus 17 and plus 13 becomes minus 13 after dividing by a and changing the sign. So, these are the values of x, 17 and minus 13. Now, in the next equation, if I multiply a and c, I get minus 132. Okay, how to break 132? It comes in a table of 11. 11 and 12 gives 132. But sum of these two numbers should be minus 1, that is b. So, minus should be on 12, isn't it? In the next step, divide both these numbers by a and change the sign. So, I get the values of y as minus 11 and 12 after dividing by a and changing the sign. So, if I compare x with y now, 17 is more than minus 11, 17 is again more than 12, minus 13 is less than minus 11. So, x is greater than y also, and also x is less than y. So, answer is no relation, because it is not possible to compare x and y whenever the sign changes. So, last question of this set of quadratic inequalities, that is question number 10, is x square minus 13x plus 42 is 0. So, if I multiply a and c, I get 42 here. Next step, I have to break as minus 6 and minus 7. To get the sum is minus 13 and the product of this value is 42. In the next step, what to do? Divide both these numbers by a and change the sign. So, I will get the values of x as 6 and 7. In the next equation, if I multiply a and c, I get 72. Okay, in this case, I have to break out as minus 9 and minus 8. In the next step, divide both these numbers by a, that is 1, and change the sign. So, I will get the values of y as 9 and 8. So, next step is to compare x and y. Okay, if I compare 6 with 9, it is less than y. Again 6 with 8, it is again less than y. 7 is less than 9 and 7 is less than 8. So, the answer of this question number 10 is x is less than y. So, these were some questions of quadratic inequalities asked in the mock test held in the institute. So, students, if you are liking this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such important videos, and also please do press the bell icon so that you will get notifications about different important videos. So, next we will discuss is some questions of again a very important topic of any examination, that is simplification. Okay, questions based on simplification. So, I have to find out the value in the place of this question mark. Okay, 21 into root 256. So, we know root 256 is 16 because 16 square is 256. So, 21 into 16 divided by question mark. Okay, let this question mark be x. So, this whole term consists of x. So, what to do here? Transpose this 18 to right hand side. Okay, 6 plus 18 becomes 24. Now cancel out the common part here. Okay, 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24, then 3 7s are 21. Then if I cross multiply both the sides, I will get the value of x as 7 into 2, which is 14. So this is the correct approach to do this question number 11. The answer is option number E, 14. So next question number 12, it says that 80% of 4 is equal to 6 minus question mark percentage of 14. Okay, now see 80%. Okay, 80% means 80 by 100, which is 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 into 4 is equal to 6 minus, okay, let this question mark be x. Okay, x percentage means what? X by 100 into 14. Okay, now what to do here? 2 7s are 14, 2 50s are 100. So bring this x term to left hand side. It becomes 7x by 50. And transpose this term to right hand side. So it is 6 minus 16 by 5. So 7x by 50 will be how much? Okay, 5 is the LCM. 5 into 6 is 30. And 30 minus 16 is 14. Then 7 2s are 14 and 5 10s are 50. So if I cross multiply the next step, I will get the value of x will be 10 into 2, which is 20. The right answer of this question number 12 is option number B, which is 20. So students, next in front of you is question number 13. Again a question of simplification. Okay, 75% means 3 by 4. So percentage to fraction values are very important in questions of simplification. You should know these values. 80% is 4 by 5, isn't it? 20% means 1 by 5. And 75% means 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 of means into 3 by 4 into 8 by 9 into 1800. It will be equal to x plus 600. So if I bring this 600 to left hand side, from plus it becomes minus 600 will be equal to x. That means it is asked to find out the value in this left hand side. So let me cancel by first, cancel out here. Okay, 4 into 9 is 36. And if I cancel by 36 here, 36 5s are 180 and 1 0. Okay. Then 2 2s are 4, 2 25s are 50. Then 2 4s are 8. Just multiply here. Okay, 3 into 3 is 9 and 4 into 25 is 100. So 9 into 100 is 900. So 900 minus 600 is how much? 300. So that answer of this question number 13 is option number A, which is 300. So next in front of you is question number 14. Okay, it is given that 53 into root over 9. Okay, we know square root of 9 is 3. And 53 into 3, if I multiply 53 into 3, I will get 159. So 159 plus square root of x plus, okay, 3 into, okay, if I find out 343 to the power 1 by 3, it is cube root of 343. And we know 343 is the cube of 7. So 3 into 7 gives 21. Okay, will be equal to, okay, now come to this right hand side portion. Okay, 14 to the power 8.5 divided by 14 to the power 6.5. Okay, we know a to the power m divided by a to the power n is what? A to the power m minus n. So 14 to the power 8.5 minus 6.5 is 2. And 14 square is 196. Now 159 plus 21 will give 180. Plus root over x is 196. So root over x will be how much? 196 minus 180, which will be 16. Now to find out this x, remove this square root by squaring both sides. Okay, by squaring both sides. So x will be equal to 16 square which is 256. The answer of this question number 14 is option number D, 256. So last question of simplification will be in question number 15. Okay, now how to solve this question easily? Okay, now see the normal technique will be to what? Multiply these two numbers first and then subtract this with 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now it involves a lengthy calculation, obviously. To first multiply these 2 3-digit numbers and then subtract the next number. It takes some time to solve. Now to do such questions easily, always see the options. Take the hint from the options. Now if I see the options here, 0 is in 3 options. So questions cannot be solved using the concept of last digit. But question can be solved using the concept of last 2 digits. Okay, in this question number 15. Because the last 2 digits are different in all the options. It is 50. In the next option it is 10. It is 20 in the third option. 0, 1 and 0, 5. So don't need to find out the whole number, whole value. Just find out the last 2 digits in this question. Now if I multiply 122 with 252, okay, how to find out the last 2 digits? See how to find out. Always move from right to left. First multiply 2 into 2, it is 4. In the next step, cross multiply 2 into 2 and 2 into 5. Okay, first multiply 2 into 2 vertically. 2 into 2 is 4. Next step is to cross multiply. 2 into 2 is 4. 5 into 2 is 10, and then add these 2 numbers. Okay, plus these 2 numbers. So 4 plus 10 is 14. So write down 4 and 1 is the carryover for the next step. So the last 2 digits of this product is 44. So now 44 minus, okay, last 2 of this number is 34. And 44 minus 34 gives 10. So whichever option will be there, the last answer, the last 2 numbers should be, the numbers should end with 1 and 0. So if I see the options here, the right option of this question of 15 is option number B. Because in this option, the last 2 digits are 1 and 0. The correct answer of this question of 15 is option number B, 10. So these were the questions of data interpretation, quadratic inequalities and simplification. So last 5 questions will be questions of some topics of arithmetic portion, arithmetic maths, important for every kind of examination. Okay, now see the question number 16 here, a question based on partnership. Okay, a question based on a topic of partnership. Now A starts a business with rupees 25,000. After 4 months, B joins with A with rupees 20,000. So I have to find out what? I have to find out the ratio of the profit at the end of the year. Now we know if I multiply investment with time, I will get the profit. Just multiply investment with time to get the profit ratio. Now investment of A and investment of B is given. The investment of A is 25,000 and the investment of B is 20,000. Now I have to find out the time of investment of A and time of investment of B. It is given that after 4 months B joins the business with A. So since B invests this money after 4 months, so B will invest his money or amount for how much time? 12 minus 4, isn't it? 12 minus 4 will give the value as 8 months. So B's investment time will be for 8 months and A invests for the whole 1 year. It is 12 months. So I have to find out the ratio of this to find out the profit ratio. This will be the profit ratio of A is to B. Now cancel out the parts here. Okay, 30 with 30 cancel out. Then 5 5s are 25 and 5 4s are 20. Then 4 3s are 12. So right answer will be how much? 5 into 3 is 15 and 1 into 8 is 8. So answer is option number C, 15 is to 8. So next in front of you is a very important question of the topic of time and work. Okay, topic of time and work. Already in the previous videos, I have discussed some important questions of the topic of time and work. Okay, do watch that parts before doing this question number 17. So A can do 25% of a work in 7 days. So always I need to find out that A can do 100% work, this is the whole work, in how many days. So if A can do 25% of a work in 7 days, then always I need to find out that A can do 100% work in how many days. Now 100% can be found from 25%, isn't it? How to find 100 from 25? Simply multiply by 4. To also multiply this number by 4. So 7 into 4 gives 28 days. That is, A can do the whole work in 28 days. Next come to B. Okay, B can do 2 by 7 of the same work in 12 days. Okay, B can do 2 by 7 of the work in 12 days. Now, if B can do 2 by 7 in 12 days, always I need to find out that B can do the whole work in how many days? Now, total work in terms of fraction is always 1. In terms of percentage, it is 100%. But in terms of fraction, it is always 1. And to make 1 here, multiply with 7 by 2. That is reciprocal of 2 by 7 on both the sides. Also this side and also this side. So B can complete the whole 1 work in how many days? 7 6 are 42 days. So A can do the work in 28 days and B can do the work in 42 days. So next aim is to find out total work. To find out total work, always find the LCM of this time. So the LCM of 28 and 42 will be how much? 84. 84 units. So this is the total work. So after finding total work, our next step is always to find out the efficiency of the two persons A and efficiency of B. Now to find efficiency or 1 day work is what? Work by time. If I divide work by time, I will get the efficiency of A and efficiency of B. So 84 by 28 will be 3. And 84 by 42 will be 2. Now efficiency of A plus B will give 4 plus 3 plus 2, which is 5. Now total work and efficiency of A, B and A plus B is very important for any question of time and work or pipes and cisterns. Next it is given, see what is given. A and B start work together and after 12 days both are replaced by C. That is, in such questions always I have to find out the work done. Okay, always first find out the work done. So who completes the work? Who do the work? A and B work together for 12 days. So I need to find out work done by A plus B in 12 days. In 1 day, A plus B do 5 units of work. So in 12 days they will do how many units of work? 5 into 12, which is 60. Because we know work done is what? Efficiency into time. So 5 into 12 days is 60 units. So this was the work done. In the first step, always find out the work done. In the next step, what to find? Find out the work left. Now total work is 84. Now from 84, if 60 units of work have been done, so we need to find out how much work is left to be done now. So 84 minus 60 gives 24. Next, who will do this work? By whom this work will be done? Now after doing work for 12 days, both are replaced by C. That means A and B leaves the work and C joins the work in place of A and B. Now this work will be done by C. Okay, this work will be done by C because C replaces both A and B. So who will do this work? C will do this work in how many days? Okay, it is given that who complete the remaining work in 3 days. So 24 units of work will be done by C in 3 days. Okay, so 24 units of work will be done by C in 3 number of days. So from here, see what I can find out. So I know work done by C. Okay, I know work done by C is 24 units will be done by C. I also know the time taken by C to do this 24 units, which is 3 units. Sorry, 3 days. So if I know work and time, I can always find the efficiency of C, which will be work by time. That is 24 by 3, which is 8 units. So it is asked to find what? In how many days C can complete the same work alone. So time taken by C. Now to find out time, the formula becomes work by efficiency of C. Now total work to be done by C is 84. Okay. Since this will be done by C, so take the efficiency of C here, which is 8. So here 4 is common. So 4 2s are 8, 4 1s are 4 and 4 2s are 8. So 21 by 2 gives what? 10.5 days. The right answer of this question number 17 is option number D, 10.5 days. So such questions are very, very important for any kind of examination. Okay. First find total work. Next find efficiency. In such questions, first find the work done. Next find how much work is left. Then who will do this work? In how many days? But since in this question you know total work and time, you can find the efficiency of C. So students, let us discuss the next question of this series, question number 18. A previous year question based on the topic of percentage. If decreasing 120 by x percent gives the same result as increasing 40 by x percent. Okay, first in this question, our main aim is what? To find out this value of x. Okay, if I decrease 120 by x percent, the value is same as increasing 40 by x percent. Okay, if I decrease 120 by x percent and if I increase 40 by x percent, the value is same. Now total is 100%. Now from 100% of 120, if I decrease x percent of 120, what is left? 100 minus x percent of 120. Similarly, from 100% of 40, okay, why 100% is taken here? Because total means always 100% in terms of percentage. So from 100% of 40, if I add x percent of 40 or if I increase x percent of 40, the final result is what? The final result is 100 plus x percent of 40. Now it is given that these two values are equal. Okay, this value and this value is equal. So if I equate these two values, percentage will be cancelled out. Then 40 ones are 40, 40 threes are 120. So I get what? 3 into 100 minus x is equal to 100 plus x. So 300 minus thrice x will be equal to what? 100 plus x. From this I get 200 equal to how much? 4x. X plus thrice x is 4x. So x becomes equal to 50. So our main aim was what? To first find x, and I have found out x from this first statement, that final values are equal. Now use this x to find out the answer. Okay, it says what? X percent of 120, that is 50% of, oh sorry, not 120, 210. So 50% of 210 is what percentage less than x plus 20%, that is 70% of 180. Okay, if I try to find 50% of 210, okay, 50% means half, and the half of 210 is 105. So 105 is what percent less than, okay, x plus 20 is 70% of 180. So 70% of 180. So with percentage, okay, we know what is percentage, means divide by 100. With percentage, always two zeros get cancelled out, isn't it? So 8 into 17 is 126. So 105 is what percent less than 126? It is asked to find this answer. To find what percent less, first find how much less. So 105 is how much less than 126? 21 less than 126. Now 105 is compared with 126. So this will be in the base into 100%. So if I try to find this value, I'll get the answer as 16 2 by 3%, which is option number C. The right answer of this question number 18 is option number C, 16 2 by 3%. So next is a question of ratio in front of you. It says that in an examination, the success to failure ratio was 5:2. Okay, successful students is to fail students ratio is given as 5:2. Had the number of failures been 14 more, okay, if failures is increased by 14, then the ratio of success to failure becomes 9:5. Okay, now see, if number of failed students increased by 14, the number of pass students or the successful students should decrease by 14, isn't it? Because we know total is same only. If failed increases by 14, then pass should decrease by 14. Then the ratio becomes 9:5. So how to solve such questions? Okay, whenever you are given two ratios and their gap is given, this gap is minus 14 here and plus 14 here. So whenever two ratios are given, their vertical gap or difference is given, you can apply cross product method. Okay, you can apply cross product method to solve the answer of such questions easily without using x. Now the ratio, initial ratio was 5:2. Next ratio is n:5. Now the gap should be written here. Okay, gap for successful students is minus 14. This is for successful students. And the gap for failed students was plus 14. Now you have to cross multiply here. So 5 into 5, 25. 9 into 2 is 18. Then subtract these two numbers. Okay, 25 minus 18. Always subtract larger number minus smaller number. So 25 minus 18 gives 7. Will represent, okay, now multiply this portion. Cross multiply. Okay, 40 into 9 gives 126. And 5 into minus 14 gives minus 70. Then always subtract larger minus smaller. So 120 minus 126, minus 70 gives what? 126 plus 70, which will be 196. So if 7 represents 196, then 1 represents how much? 28. If 1 is 28, it is asked to find what? Total number of candidates who appear for the examination. Total means what? Successful plus failure. So successful is 5, failure is 2. So total is how much? 5 plus 2 is 7 as per ratio. So 7 is already found out. Now 196. So this is the answer, which is option number B, 196. So such questions of ratio can be done by cross product method. Whenever you are given two ratios and their gap is given. So let us see the last question of today's series, which is question number 20. A very important concept or a question based on the topic of boats and streams. A concept of the chapter time, speed and distance. Okay, time taken by a boat to travel a certain distance upstream is 14.28% more than the time taken by it to travel the same distance downstream. Now 14.28% is 1 by 7. Okay, remember this value. 2 by 7 percentage or 14.28% is nothing but 1 by 7 in fraction. Now time taken in upstream is 14.28% more than time in downstream. So since upstream time is compared with downstream time, if downstream time is 7 hours, okay, if time taken in downstream is 7 hours, then time in upstream is 1 hour more, it is 8 hours. Now we know speed is inversely proportional to time whenever distance is constant. Na? Now in this question distance is constant, you can see that, okay, see here, because the same distance is travelled in upstream also in downstream. Now if the ratio of time is 7:8, the ratio of the speed, that is downstream speed D is to upstream speed U ratio will be how much? 8:7, because speed and time is inversely proportional. From downstream speed and upstream speed ratio, always you need to find what? Speed of boat X is to speed of stream Y, and the formula is D plus U 15 is to D minus U 1. So this is the ratio of speed of boat to the speed of stream, which is 15:1. Now speed of stream is already given, which is 4 km per hour. So if I can say 1 represents 4, if 1 is 4, then 15 is how much? 50 into 4, which is 60. So speed of boat is 60 and speed of stream is 4. See what is asked to find out. Find the distance traveled by the boat in still water. Okay, distance in still water. Now see, we all know speed is what? Distance by time, isn't it? Speed is what? Distance by time. Now from this, if it is asked to find distance, the formula becomes what? Speed multiplied by time. Now since it is asked to find distance in still water, I need to take here the speed of the boat in still water, which is x. To x into, in how many hours? In 2 hours, into 2. So x was 60 already found out. So 60 into 2 is 120 kilometer. So right answer of this question number 20 or last question of this series is option number B, 120 kilometer. So I hope these were some important questions. Okay, 20 questions I have discussed in this first series. All are very important for all types of examination. So please do watch these videos over and again. And if you have any doubt in any question or in case of any queries, please don't forget to comment down your query in the comment section and I will try to clear all your queries afterwards. So if you have liked this video, please don't forget to share this video with your friends and also please do subscribe to our channel for more such videos in the future. So till then, meet you all in the next section. So thank you everyone.